Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pranav Rao and in today's video I thought of showcasing a room from TryHackMe called as billing. So I just finished solving that room and it was midnight. So I thought what else could be a more pleasant time for recording this video, right? Yeah. So yeah, we'll go with this intro and then I'll meet you on the other side. Yeah. Okay, I hope you loved the intro. If you did, please comment down below that you loved the intro. I would like to listen to your opinions about the how the YouTube should grow and all those things. Okay, enough of all those things. I mean, if you're new to this channel, hit on that subscribe button and let's just dive into this. Okay, so coming to the challenge, it says billing and it's categorized under the easy section and it says 60 minutes to finish that. So I have already finished solving this room. So I'll just click on the start machine and I will showcase how I did it. So it has a minute that we need to wait for it to show us the IP address. So by that time, let's just open our note making application. I personally use Obsidian. You can use any of your favorite tools or applications or whatever you like to make notes on. For example, some people also do love Notions and all those things. I mean, this is my personal preferences, nothing, no marketing, nothing like that. And this is the same thing which is already uploaded in my blog post. I just finished uploading it also, like I can show it to you here. So going to pranavarao.tech, you can find the link in the description below under the blog section and TryHackMe walkthroughs. I have already uploaded the same thing there. So browsing the blog post, you will find the same content that you saw in my Obsidian page right now. So I mean, after I finish recording this, instead of the interactive graph, my video is going to be there. Yeah, so let's put this aside for now and let's come back here. We have already got the IP address. So let me just create a new vault, manage vaults. Or else I don't think so. I need to make any notes or anything like that. I'll just showcase you all. Like, I mean, you all can make your own notes. That doesn't matter. So what I will do is I'll first copy the IP address and open a text editor. That would be more enough for me to go with the challenge, because there is no much of a thing that we need to be doing. So we got the IP address. Let's open up our terminal and get connected to the network to interact with the target system. So I will say sudo open VPN and browse to my location where I have stored the open VPN file, and that says initialization sequence completed. So I will minimize that terminal and go to another terminal under the TryHackMe section itself, and I will create a folder called as YouTube, and inside that I will also YouTube, I will also create another folder called as billing. So, and let's now browse that. Okay, now let's also create another folder for our nmap, and let's start our scanning for it. So initially, after you get the IP address, you need to identify what operating system it is, what are the open ports that you can try to exploit or go with, right? So for that, I use a tool called as network mapper, or nmap in short, for looking at the ports. So I will say sudo nmap, and these are all my default options. Like, it's if it is a CTF, these are the only options that I most preferably choose, because it just does my job of that initial reconnaissance. I mean, there are a lot of switches in nmap that you can actually use, and in real world scenarios you would be using other switches also, but uh, I would just choose these things for any virtual machines, or I mean, at the basic level, that's what I will be choosing. I'll showcase that options, but yeah, there are a lot of options which you can choose from. Let me just clear my terminal and say I want to do a script scan. So if after it identifies what port is open, it's just going to run some basic scripts related to scanning for any vulnerabilities or looking for the version numbers and all those things. So it's going to run a default scan. I want that one, and also to look at the versions. Probably usually you don't get any exploits like exploiting the version of it, and then I mean, after you get the version of that service or the port that you're running and then exploit it, we don't get it. But then to have a understanding of what version of service it's running, I would like to have hyphen sv and some verbose output, because I don't want to wait for the output itself to come back, because it's usually the things that I already know that okay, I mean, I can look at the port number and say, yeah, this service is running. So verbose output will help me with that. And T5 to just make it faster, that is from T0 to T5 there are levels at what rate nmap should scan for it. So I'll go for the fastest one because I don't need much information or anything like that. I mean, it is okay for CTFs. In other cases, you might require some deep scanning also. Now, whatever I get as an output, I will save it in the nmap folder and call it as billing.nmap and press enter. So that starts our scan here. Now, initially what we see is port 80, port 22, and port 336, 3306. So these are the three ports which is open in this target system. Now, port 80 is for HTTP service where you have a website which is running, and port 22 is for SSH. So if you want to log in through SSH services, port 22 is there for us. And another port which is there is 3306, which is for MySQL. So yeah, if you're running a database of MySQL and hosting it for a web portal or anything like that, you will be usually exposing the port 3306 for us. So now what next to do, right? So always that questions comes up. So port 22 is for SSH. Now let's go with basic reasoning and analogy of how will we going forward. So for port 22, we require username and password to be interacting with it. I mean, we can do some basic scannings, but that would be of no use. But to fully explore that functionality of port 22 or of SSH, we need the username and password of the user who is present in that system. So yeah, that's going to be our aim. So that's where we will be directing our thoughts towards in the later section. And port 80 is the website, so that would be the most preferable place to start exploiting your target system, because when you have a web page that is meant to be open for everyone to be accessing it, right? So that might have some vulnerabilities which will further lead you into exploiting the machine or something like that. So port 80, that would be our first preference to be exploiting here, and that's what we'll be going forward with. So I'll copy the IP address once again, and I have another window open here. So I will replace that URL with the IP address and wait for it to load. So it loads here. It says Magnus billing, and also some name had shown up in the loading section. So in the web page, we see a login page for us to interact with. So it just says login, and if I look at the source code, that is not much of an information. I mean, you can just read this JavaScript if you would like to analyze how it is like starting that page, like whenever it loads up that page, how does it come and all those things. I don't read all these things, so I'll just look for any comments. Maybe in the source code there might be username and password as a hint which is given out, so I just look for all those things. And if there are something big functionalities, like if I see some authentication or some verification happening and all, before I used to actually personally sit and write and analyze all these things, what is the script doing. Now I just say, hey ChatGPT, analyze this for me. So yeah, that script is present. That's it. So what we'll do is, since we have a login page, let's understand the functionality of this page, right? So what if I say hacker and hacker, and let's try to log in. So it says authentication error. I mean, that's obvious. So because we don't have the right username and password. What about forgot your password? It's asking for our email ID. So I will say hacker@hacking.com and send it there. What's going to happen here? So it again says email not found and username and password combination is invalid. So yeah, technically we don't know the username and the password here. So we are like stuck with this page. We can try to brute force with Hydra for possible usernames and password. But like, uh, what will you guess, right? I mean, you can go with a popular list of usernames and passwords, but there are infinite combinations that could come in here. So until unless we have any guided through or hint that this could be the username format or anything like that, it's always infinite combinations which is present. So that would be something too theoretical to try to exploit. So another practical way is to look for any other folders that would help us into seeing if there are any possible other places that we can browse instead of just the login page. Maybe this page is just shown as while we are loading, but there could be other page that directly would let us to access the page or the admin page or anything like that, right? So always, whenever you're just stuck, take a step back and then try to approach it from a different angle. So what I will do is I'll first for some files and folders. So here I will say puff and then w, and I will say Pranavarao tools, and then say fuzzing list, then sec list, discovery, web content, raft, medium. I just hope you're not able to hear the background noise of dogs fighting. Yeah, I guess OBS is doing that job of filtering it out, but then if it is there, please, I mean, it was not under my control. I mean, docs are just there. So, yeah, raft medium files.txt. Let's go with that right now. And I'll specify the URL to be just this one and then put it in here. And I'll just remove that and say first to this location. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a word list of raft medium files. So it's going to be containing the popular file names. And then I'm saying, hey, you fuzz for whatever content is present in that file into this location after that. I mean, after that URL. So I want to look at what is present in the root directory of it. So there we hit the scan that started to scan, and we first off see the index.php. That was interesting because it did not show us the index.php as we logged in. So if I try to replace with index.php, it redirects me to the same page. And oh, something that would be like a treasure is robos.txt. So let's look at what is there. It's disallowing the same page that we are already accessing, right? If you look at the URL here, it's accessing the same location. So we are out of luck with the robos.txt. And same goes with all kinds of whatever log we get here. I can just showcase it to you all. It just says forbidden because I've already solved it. I already know it. It just says forbidden. So I tried with all these whatever log files I'm just getting. It just says the same thing, that it's forbidden for us to access it. Okay, that was something. I even tried with directories and did not get anything that much useful. I even tried with the subdomains and no useful. But then what I did was to also do some little bit of modification here. I replaced with this and then did some fuzzing here again. So here, which I initially did not recognize it here, but then let the fuzzing go through. I just hope the machine is alive. Let's just refresh that. I mean, I'm facing some issue with the network since today morning. Uh, just today, so I just hope it's doing good. Okay, that's weird. It's still loading here. This is what I hate. This is what I hate. Come on, just connect back again. I hope it's alive now. I'll kill you again and then run you again. Yeah. So straight away we get some pages here, and let's let it to run here. Database SQL, we get all those information also. Error logs. Um. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that's running. So yeah, so by default we are getting all those files that we already saw. But then after some time, I realized that what if this is a part of any software that is publicly available, right? I mean, I initially thought this is custom built because in CTFs, the players or whoever is building the machines do build it customly. But then, just out of curiosity, I just searched what is Magnus billing because I had no idea. So I asked my best friend, who is the DuckDuckGo in this case. I usually also do Google searches, but for this, I've set my search engine to be DuckDuckGo. Okay, my network seems to be a little off today. Maybe is it because of the fuzzing that I'm doing in the background? Let me just kill it. I don't want you to be disrupting my network and my ISP calling me at middle of the night saying that it's me who has broken the internet. Okay, so yeah, so we get Magnus billing, and that seems to be a popular tool because some YouTube video, some wikis, and all those things are present here. So I was like, wow. So if that is present here, maybe exploit would also be there. So that's what I just did. So I searched Magnus billing and exploit. First off, we already get so many things. Uh, so I just open links randomly for looking for what and all could be the possible things. But then the best resource that I found was from this. So Magnus billing and for remote code execution, basically. That was like a luck to me. Now reading through this blog post, they will just tell you like what are the description about it. Like I will just go through it really fast. A command injection vulnerability in Magnus billing application 6x and 7x allows remote attackers to run arbitrary code through unattended HTTP request. A piece of demonstration code is present in slash lib. Whatever that location is, with a call to execute. The parameter to execute includes get parameter, the democ, okay, which is controlled by user and not properly sanitized and escape. After successful exploitation, an unauthenticated user is able to execute arbitrary OS commands. The command runs with the privileges of web server processes, typically www-data or asterisk. So those are the two users which will be uh, given to us after we compromise this particular machine. So just a gist of it. So after you exploit this vulnerability, what is present in the version of 6x and 7x of Magnus billing, we might get either www-data or asterisk as a user that we can interact with the system. So that's what they're saying there. So let me go down, and here you can see modelers option. So this is how they say the recommended way to exploit this machine is through Metasploit, which is good. I love Metasploit sometimes. I mean, I don't use Metasploits that much, but MSF console and press enter. So we will fire up Metasploit and just copy paste whatever command is here. So that will just lead us into exploiting this machine. Well, actually, the fun thing that I love about Metasploit is this thing. Whatever this comes in, that I love it. I'll take a screenshot of it. I'll put it in the Twitter or X. I'll just do that. Yeah, yeah, that will be saved in the background. Okay, so yeah, that gave me the prompt also. I was waiting for it. Okay, so what I will do is I'll copy this part of the code and then paste it in, which says that hey, use this module. Now Metasploit has a list of modules already built in for exploiting the vulnerabilities, what and all are there. So it is at a regular interval, it gets updated with all the latest and the greatest exploits that is there in the internet, and people are contributing for it. So what I'm saying is, hey, use exploit Linux HTTP Magnus billing unauthenticated RCE 2023 302 fix 258 module. So it's going to be using this module for exploiting it now. So that's what is the command use is used for. Then I will say MSF show targets. So what this does is it says show targets. Now, what are the parameters that I can try to target here? So I have PHP, Unix command, and Linux dropper. Now, in our case, since the application is running PHP, right? So that's what I'll be choosing for me. So I guess that's I mean, by fuzzing also you can see that it was running all the PHP files in it, right? Index.php and cron.php, all those things. So we will go with the option of PHP. So what I will select is they've given us the command here, which is set target and the ID here. So I will say set target and I will say 0. By default that is already selected 0, but then just for the sake of demonstration, now show options. Now here is what and all we need to be filling up for, which is required for us to exploit these things, exploit this target system. So it says we need the R host, which is our target system that we are trying to exploit. So we need to set the IP address of the target system. So what I will say is set R host and then copy the IP address of it. So copied it and paste there. So it says our host and these things, the IP address is set there. Next, what we need to do is, since we're getting a remote code execution or an RCE, we need to say the target system to say that, hey, come here and connect at this particular port. By default, they have already chosen the port to be 44 valid. It's just here. So it says 444. So it's the listener port. Now we also need to specify our listener's IP address. So because we have a different interfaces there, we are given an option to set it by ourselves. So set L host and let's specify our IP address that we got from TryHackMe's VPN connection that we connected to, and let's do that. So that's it. So you set the options for it, and then if you want, you can again verify it with show options, and that will give us the complete information. So you can see that L host is updated along with the R host option is also updated here. That's good. So that's all we needed. Now I'll say exploit. Wait, exploit. Oh, I feel like saying exploit. It's like that war cry kind of thing that you do before you go to the war. I just love what do I say? MSF console for this reason itself. I mean, you can even say run that, but that's something mediocre. That's not like hackerish, right? So exploit, that'll be our term. Okay. I'm sorry for yelling into the mic. Yeah, so let's wait for it to give me the Metapreter shell. Uh, let's just wait. It says it has opened up a session already, session 1, and it has also got a reverse TCP connection, and we get the Metapreter here. So I will say shell, and that has created a shell for us. That's good. So if I've got the shell, I should say ID, and it says I'm asterisk. That is the user that we have logged in. So they have, according to the description here, that's what they say. Either we will be www-data or asterisk. Good. So we are asterisk user now. So what can we do with this asterisk user? So first thing that I usually try to look for is the etc pass wd folder file to see who are all the users present and if do they have a home directory or anything like that. And clearly it says there is a user called as Magnus, right? And that Magnus also has a home directory. That's good. So do we have permission for that? So let's go and check it there. Home and then say Magnus in US, and we are in the directory. Oh, yes, we have the permission. So we are able to see some files like desktop documents, downloads, and the user.txt. Can I print it out? So user.txt. Wow, that's nice. So we already got the flag of user, which means that we have compromised the user. And maybe this user has so much of privileges that they can go into any users and then log into their profile. Okay, that's good. So we have successfully compromised the user flag here. That's what as I have submitted here. Now, we need to get the root flag. So obvious step is to look at, are we a part of the sudos group, and if we are, what are the permissions that we have for it. So my usual command is sudo -l, and I say enter. So here we get it. So it says yes, we are a part of the sudos group, and there is some file which I also don't know about it. It says no password required for it. So if I have to run any command of sudo, it would by default ask me for the password. But then if I run this particular file, which is fail to ban client, it is not going to be asking me any password for it, which is good. But then I don't know how do I use it, right? So obviously you go, when you're in trouble, you just go to your friend and be like, what is this? So I will just copy this content, and I will Google asking, what is this thing that I'm dealing with. So in this GitHub page that I read about it, it says that fail to ban scans for the log files like var log, auth.log, and bans IP address conducting too many failed login attempts. Oh, that's nice, interesting. But then I don't care about what it exactly does. All that I care is, are there any exploits for it? So obviously, exploits. Oh wow. So we do get a lot of exploiting things of privilege escalation in Linux itself, which is nice, which is good for us. And the popular place that I also love to come for any exploit codes or anything like that is the exploits notes page. So here they have told us the investigation, and if this is there, all that you have to do is run the following commands, which is nice. So what I will do is I'll just copy paste. I don't have to know the logic. All that I'll do is just copy paste and say status. We get a number of jails that is present. Now I'll choose this one, whatever that is first thing. So and I will say copy till here and paste it in here, and then copy this also. I'll give some space, press space, and then actions. Pasted it there. I don't know what it does, but it is doing whatever it should be doing. So I trust it. So again, I copy whatever content this is, paste it in here, then copy this silly thing again. Oh, I did a mistake here. Let me give some space for it. So paste it in back here, and then add action evil and paste it back again. Ta-da! Okay. And then what should we do? Again, the same command, copy, and then copy this once again, copy paste it here, and action about whatever that is, I'll just copy it and paste it in here. It did something, and I'll copy this again, paste it here. Okay, ban IP, whatever that is, enter. And it says bin bash p as a root, you will be the root. Okay, ID. Oh wow, so you can see that we are the root now. It was that simple. I mean, of course, it becomes an injustice thing from my part if I don't exactly explain what this is, but then it is not in the scope, right? So I mean, it will take a lot of time to understand why that is or whatever like that it is. I just wanted to solve this machine, that's it. So whatever that step means, if anyone here who's watching it knows about it, please comment down below and educate me about this thing, what it does, what is the logic of it, and all those things. So I'll be really happy if you do that to me. So thank you. Yeah, thank you in advance. So we are the root users now. Now I say, can we go to the root directory? Okay, we are, and we get the root.txt here. So cat root.txt, and wow, so we got the flag also. We have successfully compromised this system. That's nice, that's good. So yeah, kudos to solving this machine with me. I know it was short and it was fun to watch. I wanted to keep it short itself. Okay then, for people who have stuck so far, before I end this video, I have a small surprise for you all. So my company has recently launched a store for you all So it's the URL store.cyberpranava.com under our domain itself. It's a store for all the hackers who are out here. So if you're interested in anything related to cybersecurity themed hoodies, mouse pads, caps, and many more stickers and all those things, we have a huge collections and catalogs of products that we are selling. And for you all here, I'm giving you all an opportunity to get a 10% off by using the code that comes up here. Yeah, so you can use that code, whatever that code is going to be, and you can go and buy it for with 10% off with your final checkout. So imagine like this mouse pad. It's a big mouse pad that you can buy for, and it's at a proper, I mean, a decent price. I don't blame. But then yeah, or if you are really interested with having your own design that you want to collaborate with us, we will provide you with the credits for it. And we might even love to showcase your photos and your experience in our post. So all that you have to do is to contact us, and our designers will design the way how you want it to be designed. That's it. So there are a lot of collections with caps, also t-shirts, and we have also series like Hacker Cats, Hacked Engineering for all the engineering dudes and uh, duties. I mean, for the females and the males who are there. I'm sorry for that joke too. So yeah, a mouse pad, water bottles, books, hoodies, and all those things. We also have. We also launched for the Valentine's Day for the couples. So people who are married here, if you want to gift your partner one, I mean, you can go with the option of here too. Yeah, so I will stop bragging about my page in a second, but then yeah, we also have stickers, cool stickers. Okay, yeah, I finished it. So I just want to showcase and tell you all about it. That's it. So yeah, you can use that code, and that is it. So you can, if you're new to this channel, you can hit on that subscribe button to stay tuned in for further updates and uploads of new videos. Plan to bring up more contents related to cybersecurity and deep breakthroughs of deep technologies related to cybersecurity that we'll be using, maybe like active directories and penetration testing, red teaming. And also I would like to showcase the latest things that I bought for my red teaming activity from HackFi. So I bought the Wi-Fi pineapples, the USB drives, and all those things. So stay tuned in to know updates about that also. So hit that subscribe button if you have still not hit it so far. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, ending this video, signing off. My name is Pranav Rao. See you in the next video. Bye bye.